Hello there, people of the internet, and welcome to episode 2 of Greedfall, where I am playing Lord de Sade and my companion, Kurt, the mercenary, or whatever the coin guards are. I don't know, we haven't gotten to the lore reading yet. But the last episode... okay, well that's... Talk to the coin guard barracks quartermaster, New Serene. That's not happening for a while because we're not getting to New Serene yet. So, I guess it is now time to go find and to investigate the disappearance of the Naut novice. Actually, okay, I like that guy's voice. But yeah, last time we didn't really do too much. We kind of just ran around, did this first coin guard mission, did the tutorial combat, you know, basics. And today we are going to be doing more of the side quests. We're gonna finish those off before we head off over to Teer Fradee. Because, you know, completionism. That's a word, completionism. I think it's a word. But yeah, before we get all into it and I forget, like I did last time, I would like to remind you all that subscribing is free, and it does help out the channel a lot. Because right now we're at 247. We're almost at 250. Almost a quarter of the way there. Anyway, we're in the storeroom. Stuff. Yoink. Speak to Flavia.
Good day. Someone told me that you're a friend of Jonas's, the young cabin boy who's gone missing.
That's right, yeah. Are you looking for him?
Yes. Your captain asked me to go and find him.
Happy to hear he's taken the disappearance seriously. What can I do for you?
When was the last time you saw him?
2 days ago, in the evening. We went to have a drink in the tavern. Jonas, Lauro, and myself.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary? Was he troubled?
Maybe a tad troubled. Like he was somewhere else.
Why would that be? Give me your best guess.
Boy, I haven't the faintest idea.
Yeah, the faintest idea.
When did you last see him?
I'll just ask that one.
Why would that...
Boy,
What does Jonas do in his free time, when you're on land?
He just hangs around here or there. You know the cabin boys don't have half a sailor's wages. And when evening comes, we usually go down the tavern with good old Lauro.
Did he ever have one too many?
Never. He sips his pint like it was bad medicine. One drink lasts him the whole night.
Does he know anyone in Serene?
No one, far as I know.
Do you think he could have made himself any enemies?
I wouldn't think that for a moment. Jonas has a good heart and he steers clear of trouble and troublemakers.
I don't know where to start with this. Do you have any idea?
No. Lauro won't stop telling anyone who will lend him an ear that the boy was carried off by thugs.
And you don't believe him?
I like Lauro, don't get me wrong, he's like a brother. But to be honest, he drinks a little more than he should. The itch for a drink gets us all, but to him more than others, and when you drink too much, the imagination wanders. Here, yesterday, it was me who tied one over, and I thought I heard Jonas's voice by the canal. I called back to him, as you guessed, but then nothing. Drink. It blurs the senses.
What do you think about Captain Vasco?
He's a damn good navigator, and an excellent leader of men. He knows his craft well, in spite of being so young.
How old is he?
He's not seen his 25th year yet. If he keeps it up, he'll be an admiral one day.
Interesting. I will leave you be for now.
Farewell.
Flavia, you provided some interesting information. Now, I must go. So, you are Lauro.
Good day, sailor. I've been told that you know the missing cabin boy well. Is that right?
You talking about Jonas? You bet your stars I know him.
They're all Irish, kind of, or Scottish. I don't know.
He didn't go missing. He was taken.
Were you a witness to the event?
Yes, I was. Even though I'd had a few tumblers in the belly, I hadn't yet lost my head. The other day, in the tavern, I saw him talking to a well-dressed man, surrounded by some other sly ruffians. And then when we left, him and I, Flavia left a little earlier, you understand? Well, those brutes were there, waiting for him. They just up and took him like that. Grabbed his arms and poof. Gone. Vanished.
Why didn't you intervene?
I think they're kind of like
I tried
green
to,
around their eyes.
but my legs betrayed me. Wavering they were, and I fell into the gutter.
Did you report this to the captain?
Unfortunately not. I know all too well what weight my words carry. Even Flavia treated me like a drunken fool. And the captain? No, not telling him that. I still have some pride left. You get me?
Did Jonas seem troubled to you the night he disappeared?
Maybe. For sure he wasn't his usual self.
Do you know what was on his mind?
No. No
No idea.
idea.
Why would anyone want to snatch a mere cabin boy?
How would I know? Jonas is a gentle boy who keeps his head down. You think my story is nothing but mist too, don't you?
It's just that I can't imagine a gang of thugs hoping to get a ransom for a cabin boy. Did anyone else see the kidnapping?
There was still a small crowd in the tavern. But outside, I seem to recall that regular being there. We play cards with him from time to time. Kind of fellow who plays from morning to night time to be that skilled. But now and again he comes out. When nature calls, you know. I kind of remember his face being there.
Interesting.
He's a just man who knows his knots. He's well appreciated by the crew. It's a pity that he hasn't much heart for laughs now and again. Always seems unhappy, our captain.
Thank you, Lara. I need to be going.
Strange story, this is.
Something isn't right here, I can feel it. We need to lift the veil on this.
There is a mystery afoot. Something to do with a well-dressed man and thugs. And they were saying that they join, the Nauts join, they're either born, like sea-born, or they leave in young childhood or something like that. So maybe Jonas is an escaped noble. Or just some random kid. Who fucking knows? In Greedfall, a quest can usually be completed in several different ways. Teer Fradee has more than one string to his bow: cunning, persuasion, intuition, corruption, creating items from the crafting table. Will be some of the means available to you to reach your goals. To improve in these areas, spin points on a corresponding talent tree or wear equipment that offers bonuses. Threats in combat are also an option when your enemies are not receptive to your talents. This game's not going to be a lot of talking. It's going to be a lot of like lore and world. I'm intrigued. Intrigued. Joffrey.
Good day, Tavern Keeper.
Good day to you. What is your pleasure?
Let's go to the cabin boy. Constantine can wait.
I'm looking for a Naut, a young cabin boy who's been missing roll call for 2 days now.
A Naut, you say? That's not a lot to go on. There are quite a few that come to my tavern.
According to one of his fellows, he would have been taken right here.
A kidnapping. In my establishment. You surely jest. Or at least I hope you do. I would have noticed. That doesn't hold water.
Someone told me about one of your faithful clients. A big gambler, it would seem.
I see. An able-bodied man. Passes his time lightening the pouches of sailors coming through.
Where might I find him at this time?
Here? He would never give away his chair at his table. Anything else?
The Malachor. That's what the disease is called. I forgot.
How is business going these days?
Yeah, how's
It's
business going these
picking
days?
up. We've not seen many new customers, but of late things are looking better. The Malicor and the neighbouring wars have dampened commerce. The epidemic still rages, but the possibility of finding a cure on that island has given people something to hope for. Now that we have a city there, quite a few seafarers come by to spend their wages.
That's actually kind of... This is 2018. 2 years later. Virus good.
Has the Malicor really put a damper on your business?
More than a damper. They were soaked. When the sickness began to spread, a wave of panic followed in its wake. People stopped going out of their homes. They were afraid. I was close to closing shop.
Huh.
And then, thankfully, the alchemists of the bridge said that you couldn't just catch it like that. People are still distrustful, as is their nature, but they are leaving home again. It's a start. I also lost quite a few regular customers. Dead or too scared to venture back. Oh, but that's nothing new to you. The city would have sunk in the water if not for trade with the new isle.
With all these sailors coming and going, you must have heard some stories about Teer Fradee.
Right. Even stories that my heaviest drinkers would have trouble believing. They say that man-trees live there. Dragons and gigantic creatures. Treasure abounds under every rock. And the source of eternal life is hidden somewhere there.
That's interesting.
Last night, some Nauts even told me they brought back one of those giant beasts into the port. Ah, but you know the kind.
That's
If you ask
worrying
my
if it's
opinion, the
true.
drink was fueling their imaginations.
Let's ask him about Constantine.
His name is Constantine. I believe he was intent on celebrating his departure last night.
There was indeed a party here last night, but it ended badly.
Whatever do you mean?
A brawl broke out. My tavern was shattered, and no one's paid for the damages.
I'm sorry. Amongst the rebel rousers, did there happen to be a young man? 20 years of age, hair down to his neck, light brown, blue eyes, quite the talker.
I don't believe it. Of course he was there. He's the man that started the fight. I hope you've come to reimburse me. Don't count on me to help you if that's not the case.
What kind of damage are we talking about exactly?
A good half of my furniture was broken into firewood. I piled up the lot over there.
Let me take a look. Perhaps it can be repaired.
If you can fix it, I'll be obliged. If not, you'll need to pay.
Oh my god. Just pay it off, whatever.
Here you are, to cover your expenses.
Excellent. Honest books makes for honest friendships. Your cousin is either a very bad joker or a right good fool. He went and insulted a band of ruffians from the lower boroughs. Dangerous fellows. They've a storehouse they operate out of a few streets from here.
What kind of business do they run?
Several, actually, and they're all illegal and profitable. But you didn't hear that from me. In any case, if you were set on recovering your cousin, I would hurry if I were you. They're not the tender sorts.
Thank you for the information.
Off with ya. Get him out of whatever mess he's got himself into. Seemed like a courageous fellow. Who could down his pint. Anything else?
No.
I need to be off. Farewell.
Goodbye.
Well, that was certainly informative. Called yoink.
Who are you? I don't recognize you. Am I in your debt?
No. Have no fear about that. It's for a different reason that I am here.
Do they just
I'm looking
fight
for
with their
Naut that
eyes all
disappeared 2
rotted
years
out, it
ago
looks like?
After visiting this establishment, a young cabin boy. 2 members of his crew accompanied him.
Yes, that does ring a bell. I've played with the 3 of them.
What can you tell me about the boy? How was he that night?
He seemed rather nervous, as if he was worried about something. Didn't feel like playing, that I remember. And he must have been right to be nervous, if he's disappeared.
Tell me what happened that evening.
A rich merchant came in with a band of strong arms. The kind of men you can round up for a few coins, if you catch my drift. They exchanged words with the cabin boy. The kid was defensive, not sitting pretty. And then they finally left.
And after that?
It just so happens that I did go out for a breather. I needed some fresh air. And I think I might well have seen those same men grab him. But that was none of my business. I wouldn't have thought that they were kidnapping him, if that's what it was. They weren't particularly rough with him.
Huh.
Who was the rich merchant, do you think? A jilted lover? A moneylender?
No, sir. You are in luck. It so happens that I know the man. It was Sir Fonten, that merchant.
Where can I find him?
He has a house in the wealthy boroughs, just off the canal. A stone's throw from the Theleme embassy.
Thank you.
Blimey.
You've been immensely helpful.
This man is completely owned by his love for the game. Do you think we can trust him?
What would he gain from lying?
He'll be alright.
No idea. But what would any wealthy merchant gain from holding a penniless child?
I don't know. Workers. Something like that.
Don't be afraid. Come, celebrate the miracle of science.
Well, this has been interesting so far. Oh, that's just burning bodies. Okay. Okay. We have to go by here. Oh my. This whole... Oh my. Oh my.
I wish you a good day, Yuri.
Sire, I'm sorry. I'm afraid that I won't make for good company.
Only house with a light. And a giant ass door.
Might I help you, sir?
I would like to have a word with Sir Fonten.
He is absent, but the lady of the house could certainly receive you. Enter, please.
You just walked in the... This is a tiny house for a supposedly rich merchant. Ah, yes. One bedroom.
Oh, I know you. I've seen you at court. You are Lord de Sade. And to what do I owe the honor of your visit, Excellency?
I would like to have a word with your husband.
He is not here, but perhaps I could be of help.
It concerns a delicate matter. We're looking for a missing cabin boy. According to witnesses, he had an argument with your husband before being taken.
I see. I am afraid that you have been misled. You seem to have come to the wrong conclusion. The cabin boy you speak of was not taken. He has simply returned home.
Excuse me.
Oh my god.
I'm not sure I understand.
Don't you see, Your Excellency? We got our son back.
Oh my god, I can't believe I guessed it from the little hints.
I am very surprised. Several witnesses confirmed that your son had a fight with your husband, and that his men escorted him from the tavern using force. If he had joined your husband willingly...
Witnesses? In a tavern? And you choose to believe these drunkards over a respectable family?
These witnesses are all in agreement, and it's their testimonies that have led me to your doorstep.
My son was probably shocked to have found us. My husband and the other men might have simply had to carry him. A gesture that your drunkards must have misunderstood.
What was your son doing on a Naut ship? Why would they have taken him?
It is what they do. Through pacts and contracts, they steal away young children from their mothers.
What are you talking about?
I would have thought that a legate would know these things. But it is true that you are young and inexperienced. It seems that you have been protected from the turpitudes of our own nation and their terrible allies. This horrible, constant ransoming that they put us through. But I will not say another word.
What?
You will have no trouble verifying the details now that you know what to look for.
Where might I find your son now?
I cannot say, Excellency. You must understand why. Until the Nauts have set sail, we live in fear they will take him back from us.
This pact. It sounds like some fear-inducing story.
The Nauts wouldn't be the first to recruit through dubious means.
This is very interesting, to say the least. Key to the Serene Harbor jails. Why do I have that? Oh. I have a blackened short sword. Okay, I guess I'll swap that. One spiked hammer. You'll be replaced with... I can't use it because it's bladed. Yes, quite dubious indeed. No, but actually, this is a pretty interesting story. So far. Now I gotta run all the way back to learn more about Naut contracts. Oh. Ah, yes. Tell me more about your contracts. What the what?
But I still don't see Constantine at your side. I
Hope he hasn't been a victim of any foul play.
Don't worry. We'll find him in time for departure.
I certainly hope so. Would you be in need of my help in any way?
What will be your official title on Teer Fradee? Or are you just here to keep an eye on us?
Come now, don't be ridiculous. I'm coming in the capacity of official advisor, nothing more. But His Highness has also asked me to report to him on certain strategic observations. I am therefore required to take note of all events, chart the island and its resources, but also obtain as much knowledge as possible concerning the more dangerous creatures of the island. Your help will be extremely valuable to me. I've no longer the legs of an adventurer.
It's always a privilege to help, Master.
Interesting. Interesting.
To do before we raise anchor.
Quite interesting.
Sir, you still haven't found your cousin. As you well know, we cannot leave without him.
Have no fear. I will bring him back in time to make our scheduled departure.
Our scheduled.
Is everything ready?
I'm still without news of my cabin boy, but we will have to do without.
I spoke with a woman who told me she was the mother of the cabin boy. She claims that her son was taken from her.
Taken? Her son is sea-gifted. His parents were required to give him up to honor the terms of a contract.
What?
A contract? But what kind of contract are we speaking of?
A commercial contract. In exchange for services rendered by the Nauts, some families cede more than gold. In some cases, nations even trade some of their subjects before they're born. I wouldn't be able to tell you the condition of Jonas's contract. I didn't even know he was originally from Serene. But what I can tell you is the young man hasn't seen his parents since he was a small child. And ever since, he's been a Naut. Our ships are his home. We are his only family.
Okay.
Be back soon, Captain.
You see anyone else who might be able to help us? Anyone who's not a Naut?
Sir de Corsillion's a veritable well of knowledge. He could tell us a little more.
That's interesting. Sea gifted.
But I still don't see Constantine at your...
Don't worry.
I certainly hope so.
I've had a word with Lady Fontaine. You must know her. That rich family that lives near the docks. She told me a strange story about her son who was a cabin boy on our ship. She said that he was taken when he was a child due to some contract with the Nauts.
Who was a cabin boy? Do you mean he's no longer one?
They took him back to bring him home.
Well, that is very unpleasant news to Sade. We need to do all we can to bring the boy back to his ship. Since time immemorial, there has always been a certain price to pay for the services of the Nauts. Children born on their ships belong to them. It's the rule of the sea. But certain contracts are so important that they also require children to be offered in exchange. From time to time, the congregation has passed such accord, and certain noble families had to give their children up.
Are you telling me that the Fontaines lost their son because of some agreement signed between my uncle and the Nauts?
No. That pact ended a long time ago. This cabin boy couldn't have been a part of that contract. But Sir Fontaine has made a fortune trading with the Alliance, via ships.
Do you mean he would have offered up his own son in exchange for wealth?
Well, he probably did it before the birth of the child, and regretted it afterwards. But that is of little importance. What counts most is that you bring the boy back to the Nauts as quickly as possible. Breaking a contract with the seafarers has always cost us dearly. Our nation could feel it in its coffers.
I will do my best.
Father selling his own son for a few boat rides. For ugly, that is ugly.
Lady Fontaine didn't seem to have any knowledge of that detail. That could be of use to us.
So this is actually getting pretty intriguing. So it seems the dad, before he fully became successful, like literally straight up sold his son. Like he literally offered his firstborn as a down payment for like probably unlimited ship rides, all as long as his son would become a Naut. Dragon blood resin. What? That's actually pretty interesting. So it seems to be more like kind of like Mandalorians from Star Wars, where like with a mix of, you know, pirates. They're not space bounty hunters. They're seafaring pirate traders. Ooh, this gold. Oh no, to the detention of the seven. Alice, I would like you to prepare several meals and bring them to the warehouses we on the canal. My husband will have to work there with his clerk and his own men for a few days to make sure that there's enough food for everyone, and be discreet. We don't want other families knowing about what is happening.
Mentions another property, a warehouse.
That would be a great place to hide. Shall we take a peek?
Huh. You, lady, speak.
Excuse me, madam, but I haven't quite finished my inquiry yet.
If you would be so courteous, I would like you to leave. I have told you all that I have to say.
Okay, lady.
Respect, my lady.
Never mind, I guess I can't talk to her. We're just gonna go down here, go to the warehouse. I shall find a way to free Jonas. It'll probably involve murder. Box. Magic. That's a magic potion. Potions. Health potion, major health potion, antidote, magic potion. It'll be full. I am probably gonna need to stock up on those or become a brewer and make a bunch.
Here we are. Be careful. Fontaine won't be alone. He'll have his henchmen with him.
Let's just try to remain discreet.
Sneaky, sneaky. Well, never mind. I went. You can't go up here. Hmm. Items. Yoink. Leather and hawthorn. Wonder when we're gonna learn how to do all this crafting junk. The crafting junk. Oh, water. Ah. The coin guard.
Greenblood, do you need something?
I must leave you.
Okay, this is more just like, have you ever felt lonely? Hmm. Sneaky, sneaky. Can't lockpick. Wait a minute. Come here. Where's Kurt? Items. Change character, Kurt. Aha! Hold on. I'm gonna take your shirt from you for a second. Okay, then swap back to me. Swap this out for this. Equip. Aha! I can now lockpick. Okay, Kurt. You can have your thing back. Bam.
Locked.
Never mind. Kurt, give me that shirt back. You got a hay bale, chair, books, lighting, big area.
My name is the Sade. I am legate of the congregation. Your captain has sent me to find you.
And were you able to convince my father to allow me to go free?
You don't seem to be all that close to your parents.
I hadn't seen them since I was 5 years old. I barely remember them. They find me, capture me, and lock me up in this warehouse. Hard to grow close after all that. My family is the Nauts. I am sorry for my parents, but that is the way of it now. Can I go home?
Yes. You should still go and say farewell to your mother. Then find your way to the ship. I'll see you there.
Well, we freed this little guy. Now, is there any other loot? Does not look like it. Oh, I didn't want to go in here. Let me leave. So I guess we'll go do the other missions and do the other. We'll go get Constantine, I guess. We gotta be sneaky. Gotta sneak our way out. We've done it. Also, I don't need this anymore, I guess. Discover where to find Constantine. I'll go do that in a second. Split second. I'm just gonna go run. Gotta go run. Tell Vasco we got his guy. There's a crafting table up here. A swiftness potion. Alchemical preparation of elemental damage. What? That's interesting.
Sir, you still haven't found your cousin. As you well know, we cannot leave without him.
Get it.
I will bring
My cabin boy.
You do. It's a rather sad affair, and though solved, leaves a broken family behind.
All we can do is plot a course.
No one tells the wind what to do.
I do thank you. I didn't think you'd go to so much trouble for a cabin boy. Your actions bring you honor.
+3 reputation among the Nauts. Hey, I'm level 2. Woo, let's go, baby. That's what I've been waiting for. Woo. Oh. I have a nice relationship with the Congregation of Merchants. Suspicious relationships with the Bridge Alliance, the Theleme, the Coin Guard, the Nauts, the Natives, and Kurt. Interesting, I haven't really looked at this. So, one-handed heavy weapons, stasis, stagnation, corrosive emanation, perfect incantation, crystallization, shield of the enlightened, steadfast light, shield of fury, holy bulwark, blessing of the enlightened, storm, ranged shadow impact, vulnerability storm, extended storm, whirlwind of shadows, range shadow impact, light shadow impact, faster than lightning, allows faster attacks after a lightning dash. Ooh. Interesting. Light projectiles, destabilizing impact, shadow dancing, ravenous shadows, shadow burst, magic healing. Interesting. Now I could go one-handed blades, but I guess I'll say heavy weapons for now. And what should I do though? Well, you can get bombs. I don't stagnation. Oh, that's 2 points prerequisites. Effect duration plus 20%. Or interesting. So this is actually an interesting skill tree. I guess I'll go ravenous. I'll go ravenous shadows for now. Get a little more damage going. Now I have stuff in my bag, a bunch of just junk. Interesting. I have 15 per second mana regen. I'm out of mana! Okay, I guess I'll go to my log. Well, I guess I'll go to the Theleme Ambassador because they're closer. I guess I'll do this, and I'll probably end this episode here. And then I guess we're gonna, in episode 3, we're gonna be leaving. We're gonna be leaving Serene to go to Teer Fradee. This has been an interesting little bits of story so far. Speak to Cardinal Antonius. Just, okay, pass. Oh, it's literally chained off. Okay.
Good day, Excellency.
Sir de Sade, to what do I owe the pleasure?
Why does this
I've
dude
come
have
to
the
inform
Colonel
you that my
Sanders
cousin
mustache?
Constantine and I are departing for Teer Fradee on the hour.
Ah, yes. I did indeed hear talk that you had both received callings of greater stature. Allow me to congratulate you. Were you not named legate of the congregation?
You are correct, Excellency. I thank you.
It is a station of great honor that I am sure you will fill with brio and panache. The Mother Cardinal Cornelia will be enchanted to work with you, and your cousin in the future.
The Mother Cardinal.
I only regret that your departure is so sudden.
Really?
To be entirely honest with you, I was hoping to solicit your help in a rather delicate matter.
Tell me more about it, and perhaps I can take care of your problem before my departure.
Very well. A small group of dangerous heretics has found refuge in Serene. We know that your uncle tolerates the presence of all pagans within the city walls. But these particular non-believers threaten the fragile harmony of this place. We would consider it a tremendous favor if you would arrest them and deliver them to our guard.
Heresy is not a crime in Serene. You do know that. But I'm sure my uncle would hear your arguments. Why call on my intervention?
The prince would indeed give us his blessing, but it would take time. Far too much time. For according to our sources, these fugitives have already made contact with a smuggler to take them who knows where.
I see. You're hoping that I'll be able to do something before they make it to an enemy city. If your heretics are planning on boarding a ship, then they must be in the dockyards. I'll look into this and see what I can do.
Heretic hunt? Honestly, I'm more about letting them go. I guess we'll do that, though, too. Gonna do all the quests. The lore. Ask about
Can you
Thélème.
tell me anything about Thélème?
It would be a pleasure. As you already know, our glorious nation is guided by our faith. We follow the teachings of Matthias, our founder and greatest prophet, and give thanks each day to the Luminous for having gifted us magic. The high dignitaries of Thélème are at the same time our spiritual guides, advocates, and grand mages.
I've heard say that dissensions have appeared recently in your nation.
Ah, you must certainly be speaking about the debates that have divided the Ordo Luminous and the more political orders.
Ordo Luminous.
The Lord Luminous has an extremely pure vision of our faith and applies the words of our saint very strictly. But other, more open-minded factions exist within our nation. They believe that a less rigid dialectic would attract souls more readily to our faith. But their differences are purely theoretical and do not threaten the cohesion of our nation, I assure you.
Interesting. Sounds like Catholicism and then Lutheran doctrine is being interjected into the religion right now.
What's your point of view on the relations between our two nations?
As ambassador of Thélème, I can only rejoice at the mention of our commercial treaties. We appreciate as well the welcome that your uncle gave to our missionaries. Thanks to your support, more and more believers wander your lands. The congregation is our most precious ally. To be perfectly honest, we have only two complaints. That heresy is tolerated, and that your treaties with the Bridge Alliance are maintained.
What's the Bridge Alliance? So I'm getting serious like 1200s Catholic Christian vibes where they pretty much ruled an entire nation. The Holy Roman Empire, that was Germany. and then the Frankish kings, that whole line. I'm actually getting very interested by this world lore right now.
How's Thélème faring on Teer Fradee?
We built a marvelous city, San Mateus, on the western coast of the island. Did you know that certain historians believe that it might well have been the final resting place of our prophet? Our missionaries there are a multitude. Not a day passes without new islanders joining our sacred faith. Of course, there are certain pockets of resistance. There is talk of a demonic cult, disgusting creatures. But I am confident that the Ordo Luminous will be able to put an end to these horrors. And we have tremendous hopes that the entire native population will join our ranks.
Okay, so they're currently going with the whole missionary advent right now, trying to get all the natives to join. That's pretty much what happened to Ireland, and like, everywhere they've ever discovered. Ireland's like the only one I can really think of at the top of my head, when they completely wiped out the Celts, pretty much.
How goes the conflict with the Bridge Alliance?
Your territory is, alas, the only one that has been spared from the ravages of war on the continent. We fight on every front, without great success, one must say. But what other choice do we have? These so-called savants not only refuse the light, but are determined in their fight against it.
And on Teer Fradee?
To my knowledge, no one has yet seen any serious fighting. The Bridge have succeeded in provoking the natives there, and have their hands full keeping them at bay. Which leaves us greater latitude to settle peacefully and pursue our mission of conversion.
Interesting.
I must be going. Farewell, Excellency.
May the light guide you to Sade.
That's actually very interesting. So, from what the tiny bit I picked up, like just now, it says the Bridge Alliance is rejecting magic and whatnot. They're probably all science is the true solution. Magic is heresy. Magic is false. Blah blah blah. I like magic, so I'm probably gonna stick with these guys. I've had to choose between the Bridge Alliance and Thélème. Also, they have heavy influence of like ancient like Christianity and Catholicism, where it's extremely rigid. But yeah, that was episode 2. We've a lot of world lore. I'm actually very interested. And we will see you all for episode 3. Bye-bye. Hello there, and welcome to the outro. If you made it this far, congratulations, you've reached the end card. Have a cookie. And now that you've had your cookie, if you're not subscribed, click that subscribe button, and then click that little notification bell to get updated whenever we upload. And then you get more cookies the more you watch. Have fun. Enjoy your next video. That should be up here right in this left corner. Bye-bye.